Good afternoon, everybody. I thought I would go over my legal notes for the crimes and statutes that apply to organized stalking and harassment campaigns. This is by no means exhaustive, but it's what I've been able to cobble together through my research, and I thought I'd go over it with you. To start, 18 U.S. Code 2261 is stalking with the intent to harm, injure, harass, kill, or cause substantial emotional distress. I posted this in detail in my previous video. However, I will continue with the rest of them so that you can look them up at your leisure. 18 U.S. Code 32, destruction of aircraft or aircraft facilities. It is a felony to damage aircraft. I don't care what waiver you think you've signed. Purposeful actions cannot be an excuse for waiving of rights. That makes any waiver you've signed an exculpatory contract, if it is not already an unconscionable contract, which means that you have signed away something that you did not have rights nor possession to sign away. Executive Order 13818 is, if I remember right, seizing of assets of criminals. US 18-241 is deprivation of rights. US 18-242, deprivation of rights under color of law. US 18-249 is the Hate Crime Prevention Act. US 18-875C, Interstate Communications Act, which means you can't use computers across state lines or locally to harass or monitor or spy or otherwise cause harm. US 18-2261, Interstate Domestic Violence Act, means that if you cause somebody to have to cross state lines as a result of your harassment and bullying, you are committing a felony. If you reach across state lines to travel to somebody or through digital means, which refers back to 18875, then you are also committing a felony under this statute. US 18-2251A, stalking. US 18-1111, murder. US 18-1117 is conspiracy to commit murder. US 18, Chapter 7 covers what assault is. US 18-1503, intimidating a victim or witness. US 18-1503, impeding liberty. US 18-1510, obstructing criminal investigation. So when somebody is reporting a crime to the police and you lie to them, you're obstructing an investigation. 18-1503, impeding liberty, which is also covered under the same statute, which means when you interdict with somebody's ability to live their life, you are committing a felony. US 18-1512, engaging in misleading conduct. COINTELPRO, which a lot of this falls under, was declared illegal by Congress in the mid-1970s. And yet, here we are. Abuse of process, wrongfully using the legal system to abuse targets. False complaints to police or FBI, which is called misprison, lying to federal or police authorities. Institutionalized repression. Abuse by proxy is another legal term for flying monkeys, which narcissists and harassers love to deploy. Viewpoint discrimination is denying somebody their free speech, attacking them for protected speech, which goes back to deprivation of rights. Constructive discharge is the legal term for workplace mobbing. Negligent supervision is, and ambient abuse. Well, ambient abuse is what flying monkeys and narcissists cause, so that no matter where you go or in an individual group session or environment, they pretty much all either ignore you or they're all in on it, whether they know it or not. This PSYOP, which is illegal under Executive Order Sierra 1233, as well as DoD Directive Sierra 3321.1 and National Security Directive 130, the United States military intelligence communities are forbidden by law from targeting U.S. citizens with psyops within U.S. borders. To this end, one of the things that they do with the Five Eyes communities, which is 5 separate nations that have agreed to spy on each other so that they don't spy on their own citizens, which is also illegal under international codes of conduct. 10 U.S. Code, Section 9.5 Tango, Part 2, which forbids attacking non-combatant civilians with weapons of war. ELF weapons, ultrasonic weapons, all of these things are considered weapons of war, especially since they used them in war during the Iraq War under the first Bush administration. 18 USC 2441, which prohibits the federal governments and agents thereof from committing acts of war upon unarmed non-combatant civilians. 42 USC 1985, which prohibits conspiracy to interfere with civil rights. 18 U.S. Code, sections 241 and 242, which I went over, which prohibits conspiracy to deprive anyone of their constitutional rights. 50 USC, Chapter 40, Section 2301, congressional findings clearly states that Congress recognizes that chemical, biological, radiological, and other electronic weapons of mass destruction are now capable of being made by domestic terrorists and criminals. Executive Order 13606, wherein all who conduct or conspire to facilitate prohibited activities using sophisticated electronic technology to harm communications equipment, communications networks, or human beings are acts of evil. Rogue state actor or sympathizers or terrorist infiltrators working against the American people and public at large, by the definition in Section 7, to include transmission and display, as well as those using information and communications technology to commit serious and grave human rights abuses in violation of the Counterfeit Access, Device Fraud, and Computer Abuse Act of 1984. I hope this helps anybody within the sound of this video and of my voice to get a clearer picture of how to prosecute these people, or at least inform the public that they're being lied to if they are in participation of these activities, and that they will be addressed by military tribunals for treason, sedition, among many other of these statutes. They will not be handled by local courts or federal courts, as you are fucking terrorists. You are Nazis and do not deserve the breath you breathe on this planet in the name of Jesus. Vengeance shall be his, and you will live in hell the rest of eternity for the crimes that you have committed. There is no excuse for your actions. You aren't even human as far as I'm concerned. Have a good day, everybody. God bless you, and Godspeed to all of you being attacked by these heinous, evil actors.